not in this case. You can just ask any of her teachers. Simply put, Ochiba is brilliant. This is a brilliant young woman. Importantly, not only is she brilliant, she possesses an amazing work ethic. Every teacher commented on her intelligence, diligence, and also her kindness. One teacher described her as an intellectual masterpiece. Another teacher describes her as endlessly curious and noted that it is hard to challenge her, and that makes her a better teacher. That makes the teacher a better teacher. I didn't identify the other teachers from the quotes, but for context, you need to know that this is what Mr. Kranz said about her. And the students will appreciate this. While teaching, I often go off on 2 or 3 tangents all at once. During these tangents, I often make obscure connected jokes or points of emphasis that I wouldn't think anyone would get. And then I'd hear Ochiba snickering in the corner of the room. I would then say to myself, finally, this time, I'm making sense to someone. So congratulations, Ochiba, you are the one that gets Mr. Kranz. It took us 10 years, but well done. Ochiba will graduate having completed 12 advanced placement courses. She's earned a GPA of approximately 4.60.
Jesus.
Yeah, that deserves a moment.
Yes.
Which may be the highest in Mount Marietta Christian School history, something I've not yet been able to confirm, but I'm really not sure how one could have been higher previously. And Ochiba also has several folks she would like to thank. She'd like to thank her mother for always being there for her strength and encouragement, and her family as a whole for always providing that constant support. She wishes to thank her teachers for expanding her horizons and teaching her that she can always learn more from a subject or topic, even if she was not all that interested in it initially, but through more questions and through more investigation. Now, Ochiba will be attending the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And again, to my knowledge, she's the first undergraduate, first Mount Marietta Christian School student to be accepted and attend as an undergraduate. She's undecided as to what will be her major, but she's leaning towards biology and genetics. The valedictorian for the class of 2016 is Ochiba Ataka.
We did it. We finally did it. To be honest, I have mixed feelings about graduation and about being valedictorian. Now, when most people found out or assumed that I was valedictorian, or basically any time I had to speak in public, most of them said something along the lines of, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. It's going to be okay. Shout out to those people for the resounding big for me and my public speaking skills. It means a lot. I realize I'm in mixed feelings about breathing in the fear of public speaking, but rather breathing in the uncertainty of graduation significance. How to treat this event. I think there are 2 lines of thoughts regarding this. There's a tendency to treat this as just another step. Like Mr. Noble said, over 90% of high school seniors graduate every year. So this is not uncommon. In the words of another speaker, this is not special. Those who embody this view are the ones who are ready to leave Mount Marietta, to embrace freedom and the seemingly endless possibilities of adulthood. However, there's also another tendency to treat this as an end of comfort, coddling, and serenity, believing that once you walk out these doors, you enter into a world full of negativity, violence, and unknowns. So you embrace everything you've currently ever had or have ever experienced, ignoring and fearing the possibilities of the future. I believe that most of us are straddling the line between these 2 extremes. I know I am. Since I was around 12, I struggled heavily with depression, more so when I was younger than now. And I realized looking back, it was really in the question of how do I see this life? A life so seemingly beautiful, yet still painful all at once. Now I realize that graduation is the accumulation of the next stage. Another chapter in the beautiful book that God has written for you. Standing with you today, celebrating with you today. I believe that we should appreciate how far we come and embrace the uncertainties of this beautiful and precious life. You should celebrate today and what God is doing. We're not the same people who we were when we came here. We've all changed for the better. Well, hopefully. But seriously, we have all gone through trials to get here. Never forget the struggles. Be proud of what you've overcome, no matter what anyone says. No one except you and God knows what you have gone through behind closed doors. Or the struggles you left home when you came to school every day. But never forget the statement. Every moment is a blessing. Every moment is a blessing. Getting that A on the test, hanging out with your friends at lunch, going to the movies, laughing at one of Steve's many bad jokes. Those seemingly insignificant happenings are what define memories and are what will carry with us through life when we think about here. Not those big events that are always so hyped up they often seem to disappoint. Never forget the bad memories, the times when you failed the quiz, didn't do so hard on the test, ended a friendship, disappointed someone. Those memories, some seemingly insignificant, were how you learned through mistakes, pushed yourself, becoming a better and wiser person. Those struggles define who you are. I, like many of you, can thank Mr. Smith and Mr. Goodall for showing me how far my patience and endurance can go, and for how long I can go without sleep. The act of graduating and getting your diploma may be common, but your experiences and what you've done to get to this day are not. Celebrate that. Remember that, those joys, those laughs, those pains, those disappointments. Celebrate, remember those memories as you walk across the stage. Remember that every one of those moments define how far you've come, and say you're on the path of who you will be. The path of who you'll be is a path filled with so much freedom and so many opportunities. For all those joys and possibilities, freedoms of adulthood, you know chances for pains and challenges, coupled with more uncertainties and consequences that mean more than detention. Death, confusion, real consequences that never truly fade away. Who really knows what the future holds? Some of us may live a life of relative ease. Some of us may see life as more challenging than easy. Others may walk away from the faith we know, determined to reclaim and redefine our own paths. Seeing the future with unbridled optimism would be incredibly naive. Seeing the future in the world with unrelenting pessimism would also be incredibly naive. Never forget who you are in Christ, what you've been given through Him. Remember that these 4 years, most of us, all our lives, you have been given countless defenses of His existence, love, power, presence. Be they academic, logical, physical, spiritual, corporate, or personal. You have been equipped for the struggles ahead. The devil's society, maybe even something yourself, will try to get you to deny those truths, but don't. Remember that God's truths are eternal. Now I know everyone has heard this countless times, but that does not mean trials won't come. But all the struggles in life makes life all the more beautiful and purposeful. Romans 5:3-4 says, and not only this, but we exalt in our tribulations, knowing that tribulations bring about perseverance, and perseverance proven character, and proven character hope. Hope is something Paul sees as assured. Hope is that moment of clarity, knowing that God's in control and is always with you, and is always watching over you, even when you feel utterly alone. One day, after persevering, you look back and be proud of how far you come, and hopefully more so. Be proud of how far you go to Him. Now you're the living, breathing testimony of His goodness, grace, power, and mercy. Advancing His kingdom, fulfilling your purpose, living that beautiful, fulfilled life. This is what the future holds if you follow Him. Life is a paradox, something contradictory that reveals the truth. Something where beauty and goodness can sometimes only be revealed through pain and suffering. My speech is supposed to be the call to action as we go to college to change the world and make it a better place. My initial thoughts were, yeah, no, not about that. That sounds too cheesy and overdramatic. But after mulling it over, I decided that maybe I could give this call to action Maybe one come out was cheesy, maybe they hate it, but who cares? I have the night, you have to listen to me. There's a song my mother loved to sing of this past year, and the lyrics go like this. We are a chosen generation, called forth to show His excellence. All I require for life God has given me, and we know who we are. We know who God says we are. Where He says we are, we know who we are. We are walking in power. We are walking miracles. We live lives of favor because we know who we are. We are a royal priesthood, a chosen generation, called forth to show His excellence. My call to action then would be, never forget that. We are walking in God's power. We are God's miracles. We live lives of favor. We know who we are. Always remember who you are in Christ. Reject any other label anyone tries to place on you if it does not align with God. Embrace everything the future throws at you. Choose everything God has for you. Choose God. Choose love. Choose freedom. Choose goodness. Choose real danger. Choose the right to grow old and ugly. Choose the right to have too little to eat. Choose the right to be lousy. Choose the right to be tortured by unspeakable pains of every kind. Choose the right to be unhappy. Choose the right to be uncomfortable. Choose them all, because sometimes only through the terrible, something wonderful and miraculous can be shown and revealed, because whatever may happen, it is part of God's plan for you. Not only choose them all, but claim them all. Claim them all to be His testimony. Claim them all to be His miracle. Never let Him go. Live that beautiful, that prized life by living for Him. At the end of this life, He can look at you and say, He can smile at you and say, well done, my good and faithful servant. Thank you.
Amen.
I said most of my thank yous, but the last thank you I wanted to say was to each and every one of you of the class of 2016. When I came here 6 years ago, I was not happy about it. With my interview with Mr. Shelton, I would talk about beautiful the lake look. That's one of my reasons to come to Mount Paran, because frankly I could think of no other. But now staying with you today, I'm so blessed to be a part of this class, and meeting each and every single one of you has made my life so much better. Thank you all. Thank you.